Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey guys, Cy and Jarrett. Peacekeepers. We thought we'd do another CreepyPasta.
And
it's called Smile.dog. You guys have probably heard of this. It's about this crazy dog photos that shows up for your email, but it's actually pretty realistic and really cool. So just sit tight, and we're gonna read it.
yeah, gang.
Siren will read the emails, and I'll read.
No.
I mean Siren will read the evens, and I'll read the odds.
Okay. Sure. It's right there.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
Smile.dog's story consists of a classic horror setup. An amateur writer visits the house of a lady, supposedly has a story for which he can borrow from. Rather than speak, however, the lady has locked herself up in a room, crying and ranting about nightmares and visions and various other problems. All of these center around a floppy disk she had been given that contained the image smile.jpg, which is smile.dog. Other cases of this have cropped up.
Viewing this image incites insanity. Viewing this image incites insanity, and no copy of the exact image exists on the web, though likenesses of it do. The true image of smile.jpg is recognized due to the effect it has on the viewer. That is, they wind up dead. Attaching a file that is spreading the word is the only way to save oneself from smile.dog that appears in one's dreams demanding to spread the word. Some say that the original legend begins with an image of the devil.
I first met the person in person with Mary E. in the summer of 2007. I had arranged her husband of 15 years, Terrence, to see her for an interview. Mary had initially agreed, since I was not a newswoman, but rather an amateur writer gathering information for a few early college assignments, and, if all went according to plan, some pieces of fiction. We scheduled the interview for a particular weekend when I was in Chicago on unrelated business. At the last moment, Mary changed her mind and locked herself up in the couple's bedroom, refusing to meet me. For a half an hour, I sat with Terrence as we camped outside the bedroom door, listening and taking notes while she attempted fruitlessly to calm his wife.
Fruit.
Mango. The
things Mary said made little sense, but fit the pattern I was expecting. Though I could not see her, I could tell from her voice that she was crying. And more often, not her objections to speaking around an centered around an incoherent diatribe on her dreams, her nightmares. Terrence apologized profusely, if that's how you say it, when we
cease the exercise. God.
No, you just do it, Jared.
When we cease the exercise.
Go, Jared. Go. No, I don't want to read the rest.
You're making it awkward. Just read the rest.
Okay. And I did my best to take it in stride. Recall that it wasn't a reporter in search of story, but merely a curious young man in search of information. Besides, I thought at the time I could perhaps find another similar case if I put my mind and resources to it.
Mary E. was a sissop, whatever it is, a sissy, for a small Chicago-based bulletin board system in 1992, when she first encountered smile.jpg, and her life changed forever. She and Terrence had been married for only 5 months. Mary was one of an estimated 400 people who saw the image when it was posted on Hyperlink and BBS, but she is the only one who has spoken openly about the experience. The rest have remained anonymous or perhaps dead. In 2005, when I was only in 10th grade, Smile.jpg was first brought to my attention by burgeoning interest in the web-based phenomena. Mary was the most often cited victim of what is sometimes referred to as smile.dog. The being smile.jpg is reputed to display. What caught my interest, other than the obvious mercure elements of cyber legend and proactivity towards such things, was the sheer lack of information, usually to the point that people don't believe it even exists, other than a rumor or a hoax.
Where is it? It is unique because though the entire phenomenon centers on a picture file, that file is nowhere to be found on the internet. Certainly may manipulated there's like speaking Japanese in this. Simulacra.
Just do your best.
Shut up, Jared. Simulacra later on the web, showing up with the most frequency on sites such as the image store for Chan, and particularly the X-Focus Paranormal Suburb. It has. It is suspected that these are fakes because they do not have the effect on true smile.jpg believed to have, namely sudden onset, temporal lobe epilepsy, and acute anxiety.
Epilepsy.
This is like
this purported reaction in the viewer is one of the reasons. Just like make a weird version of it. Reasons the phantom like smile.jpg is regarded with such disdain, since it's patently absurd, though, depending on whom you ask, the reluctance to it. Look at the screen, you look like people can see you.
What am I supposed to do in this week?
Just sit there, God. Ask the reluctance to acknowledge smile.jpg's existence might be just as much out of fear as it is out of disbelief.
Neither smile.jpg or smile.dog is mentioned anywhere on Wikipedia, though this website features in articles and such other, perhaps more scandalous shock sites such as hello.jpg or 2 Girls 1 Cup. Any attempt to create a page pertaining to smile.jpg is summarily deleted by any of the encyclopedia's many admins.
Okay, hold on. Encounters with smile.jpg are stuck on the internet legend. Mary E's story is not quite unique. There are unverified rumors of smile.jpg showing up on early days of Usenet, and even one persistent tale in 2002, a hacker flooded the forums of humor and satire website Something Awful with a deluge of smile dog pictures, rendering almost half of the forum's users at the time epileptic. It is also said that in the mid to late 90s that smile.jpg circulated on Unset and as an attachment of chain emails subject line, "Smile, God loves you." Yet, despite the huge exposure these stunts would generate, there are very, very few people who admit to having experienced any of them, and no trace of the file or any leak has been discovered. Alright, can I read this? Yeah.
Those who claim to have seen smile.jpg are often weakly joke that they are far too busy to save a copy of the picture to their hard drive. However, the all-legged victims of the same description of the photo, as a dog-like creature, usually described as appearing similar to a Siberian husky, illuminated with the flash of the hand is empty, but is usually described as beckoning. Of course, most attention has been given to the dog, or dog creature, as some victims are far more certain than others about what they have claimed to see. The muscle of the beast is reputedly split into a wide grin, revealing 2 rows of very white, straight, very sharp, very human-looking teeth.
This, of course, is not a description given immediately after viewing the picture, but rather a recollection of the victims, who claim to have seen the picture endlessly repeated in their mind's eye during the time they are, in reality, having epileptic fits. These fits are reported to continue undeterminedly, often while the victims sleep, resulting in very vivid and disturbing nightmares. These may be treated with medication, though in some senses is more effective than others. Mary E., I assumed, was not effective medication.
That was why, after my visit to her appointment in 2007, I sent out feelers with several folklore and urban legend-oriented news groups, websites, and mailing lists, hoping to find the name of the supposed victim of smile.jpg, who felt more interested in talking about his experiences. For a time, nothing happened at length, and I forgot completely about my pursuits. Since I had begun my freshman year of college and was quite busy, Mary contacted me via email, however, near the beginning of March 2008. And then it says...
I'll read this. To JML at whatever. From Marie at
whatever.
:::.net. Subject, last summer's interview. Dear Mr. L, I am incredibly sorry about my behavior last summer when you came to interview me. Excuse me. I hope you'll understand that it was no fault of yours, but rather my own problems that led me to act out as I did. I realized that I could have handled the situation more jocosely. However, I hope you will forgive me. At all time, I was afraid.
You see, for 15 years, I have been haunted by a smile.jpg. Small dog comes to my sleep every night. I know it sounds silly, but it is true. There is an ineffable quality about my dreams, my nightmares, that makes them completely unlike any other real dreams I've ever had. I do not move and do not speak. I simply look ahead. And the only thing ahead of me is the scene of that horrible picture. I see the beckoning hand. I see Smile Dog. It talks to me. It's not a dog, of course, though I am not quite sure of what it really is. It tells me it will leave me alone if I only do what it asks. I must do, it says, is spread the word. That is how phrases it demands. And I know exactly what it means. It wants me to show it to someone else. And I could. The week after my incident, I received an email from Manila envelope with no return address. Inside was only a 3.5-inch floppy disk. While having the check, I knew precisely what was on it. I thought for a long time about my options. I could show it to a stranger or a cow worker.
A cow worker.
A cow worker.
A co-worker.
A co-worker. Sorry, a co-worker. A cow worker. A co-worker. I could even show it to Terrence, as much as the idea disgusted me. I knew what would happen then. Well, Small Dog kept his word. I could sleep. Yet if it lied, what would I do? And who has to say anything worse would not come from me if I did what the creature asked. So I did nothing for 15 years. Though I kept the disc hidden amongst my things. Every night for 15 years, Small Dog has come to me in my sleep. In the mid, I spread the word. For 15 years, I have stood strong. And though there were many hard times, many of my fellow victims on the BBS board, when I first encountered smile.jpg, stopped posting. I heard some of them committed suicide. Others remained completely silent, simply disappearing off the face of the web. They are the ones I worry about the most.
I sincerely hope you will forgive me, Mr. L. But last summer when you contacted me and my husband about an interview, I was near the breaking point. I decided I was going to give you the floppy diskette. I did not care if Smile Dog was lying or not. I wanted it to end. You were a stranger, someone I had no connection with. I thought I would not feel sorrow for when you took the diskette as part of your research and sealed your fate. Before I arrived, I realized what I was doing was plotting to ruin your life. I could not stand the thought, and in fact, I still cannot. I am ashamed, Mr. L. I hope that this morning will dissuade you from any further investigation of smile.jpg. You may, in time, encounter someone who is, if is not weaker than I, then wholly more depraved, someone who will not hesitate to follow Smile Dog's orders. Stop while you are still whole. Sincerely, Mary E.
Terrence contacted me later that month with the news that his wife has killed herself.
Killed herself.
While cleaning up the various things she left behind, closing email accounts like he had happened upon the above message. He was the man in shambles. He wept as he told me to listen to his wife's advice. He found the diskette. He revealed and burned it until there was nothing but a stinking pile of blackened plastic. The part that most disturbed him, however, is how the diskette has hissed and melted, sort of like an animal, he said. Okay, Joyce.
I will admit that I was a little uncertain about how to respond to this.
Try to look professional.
At first I thought perhaps it was a joke, aka denial, but denial is a long road, okay? With the couple belatedly playing the situation in order to get a rise out of me, a quick check of several Chicago newspapers online obituaries, whatever that word is, however, proved that Mary E. was indeed dead. There was, of course, no mention of suicide in the article. I decided that, for a time at least, I would not further pursue the subject of smile.jpg, especially since I had the finals coming up at the end of May. But the world has odd ways of testing us. Almost a full year after I had returned from a disastrous interview with Mary E., I received another email. To jmill.com from Elizabeth, from Elzahar82 at nothing.com. Subject, smile. Hello.
I found your email address.
Found your email address through a mailing list to your profile. Said you are interested in smile.dog. I have it is not as bad as everyone says. I have sent it to you here, just spreading the word. The final line.
Smiley face.
Smiley face. Emoticon. The final line chilled me to my bone. According to the email client, there was one file and attachment called Naturally Smile JPEG. I considered downloading it for some time. It was most likely a fake, I imagined, and even if it weren't, I would never wholly convince the smile.dog's peculiar powers. Mary E.'s account had shaken me, yes, but she was probably mentally unbalanced anyway. Denial. After all, how could a simple image do what smile.jpg said to accomplish? Denial! What sort of creature could break one's mind with only the power of the eye? Denial! And if such things were patently absurd, then why did the legend exist at all?
If I download the image, if I looked at it, and if Mary turned out to be correct, if smile.dog came to me in my dreams demanding I spread the word, what would I do? Well, would I live my life as Mary had, fighting against the urge given until I died, or I simply spread the word, eager to be put to rest? And if I chose the latter route, later route, how could I do it? Whom would I burden in turn? If I went through my earlier intention to write a short article about smile.jpg, I decided I would catch its evidence, and anyone who had read this article, anyone who took interest, would be affected. And assuming that smile.jpg has attached his email with genuine, I'll be, what does that say?
It was genuine. I would be capricious enough to save myself in that manner. Could I spread the word?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I could. Yay!
And then there's a picture of smile.dog. This is probably a recreation, but this is the most popular picture. I don't think there's any other pictures out there. The original. And there's also
Zalgo. Look at Zalgo.
Dude, that was kind of weird.
It's funny.
Yeah. So
Ooh, what's the grip?
that's the smile.dog.
There, it's right there.
Dude, I know.
Jared, no, that's not what you do. Jared, no. Touch that one. Jared, stop. You're killing yourself, bro. Look, Jared, stop. Look, right here, Jared. Dummy.
Sorry. Okay, so that was the smile.dog creepypasta.
So, what did you rate it, Jared?
I rated it a 4 because I thought like it was pretty gripped. Like something like that actually could happen. There's no proof that didn't happen. I mean, someone could send you.
But how would you take a picture of the devil?
Nothing. No one said that was a devil. That's in different versions of the story.
Okay. Well, I think honestly, I mean,
like someone could send you a picture and it could be so deranged, so mentally insane beyond our power.
It's a picture.
Like imagine this, Siren. Imagine if you saw a color, like not just any color, a color that you had never ever seen before. would you be able to handle it, or would you go insane? Like, I know it's crazy, you're probably thinking, what the heck, but, like, if you saw a color that you had never seen before, like, you just experienced it, would you go insane or not? It's kind of the same deal with this photo, you have to think about it. Think, simple
My
things.
dad just ran around saying, tape,
Tape.
tape,
Super glue.
super tape.
So, we've been doing
so
this video.
I rate it a 3.
I thought it was pretty good.
Okay, I rated it a 4. 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a piece of crap.
I mean, Jared's like.
There's better ones
like,
out
you could
there.
have said like such a better example.
There's better ones.
If you saw a picture or a color, a color, but wasn't any other color.
Dude, that was a good example. Like,
Okay.
imagine.
All right, guys.
Dude, wait. I mean, there are more believable creepypastas out there. Like,
this video is 20 minutes long.
like
bro.
username 666, but that was pretty good. Anyway, we'll put a link in the description of the creepypasta, and we'll put a link for the photo. So remember, keep the peace or peace.
That's my thing, Jared.
Sorry, you said it. Sorry.
Keep the peace. No hate. Like love.
Haters gonna hate, and
Peacer's gonna peace. Please.
that was gay.
And please give us a subscription and
Please.
a little
Follow Siren
Tap-
on
tap on
Instagram. Follow our channel on Twitter, and thank you.
Bye.